Spend Down is a benefit through Medicaid that helps people pay for their medical bills. Some people have too much income to qualify for Medicaid. This amount is called excess income. Some of these people may qualify for Medicaid if they spend the excess income on medical bills. The Department for Community-Based Services, DCBS, determines from your income how much of your medical bills you would be responsible for, and the Medicaid Spend Down will pay the remainder. The individual doesn't have to pay for all their responsibility at the time of application. It is just the amount the client will owe. Spend Down is time limited. It can go back 3 months or go forward 3 months. So it is really important that those time limits be taken seriously. The time limits are based on the date of service and not when the client receives the bill. You may notice that billing can happen slowly, and these individuals might be missing their window for getting medical bills paid. So the application we are about to review is the intent to apply for Medicaid. What is most important about this is that it secures the filing date even before they have the medical bills. The individual who knows they are about to have surgery could complete this application prior to the surgery within that 3-month window. Or, if they just got out of the hospital but haven't gotten their bills yet, they can complete this application. It is important to get this application submitted in order to secure the filing date. Otherwise, once you are outside the Spend Down window, you will not be able to get Spend Down assistance with the medical bills. So let's go over the application. We have already checked the option that a telephone interview is requested. If the individual needs interpretation services for the interview, you need to mark yes, and then list what language is needed. The next 8 bullets contain important information for all applicants that you can read on your own. Part 1. Right to apply. In this section, we have already marked Medicaid because Spend Down is a Medicaid program. On this part of the application, you would complete the client's name, address, county, telephone number, whether it is the client's telephone number or a nearby telephone, and their mailing address if it is different from their home address. Part 2. Representative. If the client would like someone to be interviewed in their absence, you need to list the name and address of that person. DCBS will send the client a form for them to complete to authorize a representative to apply for them. Part 3. Household member information. On this part of the application, there is an applicant section and a non-applicant section. Typically, with Spend Down, one person is the applicant unless for some reason the 2 spouses have had coinciding medical bills. You will list the client's name, social security number, relationship to themselves, birth date, and sex in the application section. If there is anyone else in the household who does not need to apply for Spend Down, you would put their name, social security number, relationship to the applicant, birth date, and sex in the non-applicant section. It is not required to put all of the non-applicant information in this section, but the more information they have, the quicker they can process the application. Part 4. Rights, responsibilities, and signature. On this part of the application, the client needs to read through this information and sign and date. That's actually it for the intent to apply application. The actual Spend Down full application is more extensive, and we do not have access to that. It is important to get this short, easy-to-complete form into the DCBS office so that the filing date can be secured. As I mentioned earlier, the timeliness is of the essence with this benefit. The rest of page 4 outlines how to file a complaint of discrimination with the Department of Health and Human Services. The instruction sheet for the Spend Down application looks like this. Fill in the blank with the date you assisted the client. Remind the client that it is their responsibility to review and complete the application. Flag the application if you are not with the client or if they need to complete something on their own after they go home. Put the name of the county, the DCBS address, phone number, and fax of where to send the application. Here is a list of supporting documents that need to be included with the intent to apply application. Please note, in Section E, that if the client does not have their medical bills yet, it shouldn't prevent them from submitting the application. You will notice on the list of documents needed is older outstanding medical bills. While these older bills may not be eligible to be paid for by spend down, they can help the individual qualify, so it is important that these be included in the information they submit to the DCBS office. None of this is actually required for the intent to apply application, but it is more than likely going to be required with the full application for spend down. It is really important that while we are helping the client, we relay this information to them to go ahead and submit information while we are able to provide them that kind of support. That way, when they are completing the full application, it's already in there, and they don't have to worry about remembering what they need to turn in or waiting for mail from the DCBS office. We remind the client that the DCBS office has 30 days to process the application. On the back of the instruction sheet is the receipt for the DCBS office employee to complete. You can see from the information here, the DCBS employee checks off what the individual submitted and signs it, so the client has a copy for their own records to show what has been submitted. If the DCBS employee refuses to sign the receipt, the client can request the employee to stamp the form. The client should obtain the employee's name and note that information on the receipt. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to contact us. Our number is 1-866-516-3051.